Welcome to Bake Bushra. I'm Bushra and this is my home. Today we are making the classic recipe Atayef with a fall twist. We're gonna get started right away because my water has been kind of cooling off for a while now. So we're going to use a blender. And I like to prepare my atayef in a blender because it's going to be easier to just mix everything and pour it out. So into my blender right away, I'm going to put my water and my yeast and my sugar. I'm going to let my yeast and water and sugar mixture bloom in the blender itself for about 10 minutes until it's foamy and it has a nice fruity smell to it. It's been 10 minutes that this has the yeast has been proofing in my blender. I'm just gonna put the rest of my ingredients, which includes some smeed, na'im, what is this called? Flour. My flour, a dash of salt, baking powder. That's basically it. And then I'm just gonna add some yansun for flavor. This is totally optional. Some vanilla, and the vanilla is from my previous video. Check that video out if you want to know how to make your own halal vanilla extract. So I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of my vanilla extract. Really quick before I forget, I would like to thank my photographer today, behind the camera. Farah, thank you for helping me out. Put a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Since it's in a blender, we're just gonna blend it right up. So what you're gonna do now is wait an hour until this is gonna double in size while we go ahead and work on all of our hashwes. Traditional atayef has cheese hashwe and nut filling. So the nut filling that's traditional, most classic one is gonna be the walnut one. I blended this in my food processor a little bit too finely. You wanna make it a little bit more coarse than I made it, but it's still gonna taste just as good. And we also have our apple pie filling. So this one's gonna be really great for you if you wanna take something new and unexpected to your dinner party. Make the Arab atayef, but make them with an apple pie filling. All right, so I'm just going to, as you can see, I chopped up my apples here into very small chunks and I'm just going to put them into my saucepan. My saucepan has a little bit of that syrup that I made earlier. You didn't make simple syrup today. Put a little bit of sugar, 1 teaspoon of sugar into your saucepan. To that, I'm gonna put a dash of salt, some cinnamon. I'm not measuring, as you can tell. Here I'm adding some nutmeg and some lemon. This is going to be our apple pie filling. You're going to leave it on the stove for, I wanna say 5 minutes, just until your apples soften a little bit. So this is done. We just added cinnamon, a little bit of salt, sugar, or the sugar syrup. If you don't know how to make a sugar syrup, you're gonna need it for sure for this recipe. Sugar syrup, a simple Arabic sugar syrup, is made with 2 parts sugar, 1 part water, and a squeeze of lemon. Then you're gonna let it boil for about 10 minutes, turn it off, and it's gonna be so good. You use it as a syrup for all of your desserts. It's really, really very versatile, or you can use it on pancakes or waffles in the morning. So this is the walnut mixture. Walnut mixture is done. Apple mixture is done. Looks so good and it tastes exactly like apple pie filling. Last one we're gonna do is the akawi cheese one. For the amount of batter that you made, you might end up with extra fillings. That's okay. You can either double your batter if you really want to make that much atayef, or you can always just use them for your pancakes, for your waffles, or you can just eat them exactly like that. Nobody's judging you. So we're going to slice that akawi cheese into little cubes. So now that I've cut all my akawi cheese, go ahead and use any semi-soft white cheese as long as it's unsalted. So this is just a simple syrup that I made on the stove, and I know it looks a little bit darker than the regular simple syrup. That's just because the sugar I had was not white sugar. I'm not going to measure any of this. I'm just going to do it to taste. It's been an hour and you can tell because the dough has completely doubled in size. To make this much easier in terms of how we're going to make our little atayef pancakes, I have like a ketchup bottle kind of a thing, one of these squeeze bottles, and I'm just going to funnel all of my dough into here. It's going to be a little bit thinner than a regular pancake batter. As a pancake, they're only cooked on one side and you're not going to flip them. We're going to take the atayef mixture to the stove so we can make our pancakes. So we've successfully made some atayef. I've only made 3 for filming purposes, but I'm gonna make the rest of them later. Don't stack them on top of each other because one side is gonna be kind of slightly sticky. If you want to make a whole bunch of them, put them side by side. You completely fill your tray with atayef. Put either like a wax paper or a parchment paper between the bottom layer of atayef and the next layer. And then remember to always cover your atayef with like a towel or a piece of plastic wrap. That way they don't dry out. You need them to be slightly sticky here because now we're going to fill our atayef. So we have our fillings here. That's it. You have your atayef. I have 1 of each flavor here for you. Now you can't eat them like this. That's not the true atayef way. We're gonna fry them in some hot oil. When you take them out of the oil, when they're still piping hot, that's when you're gonna put your cooled atar on top of that. It's so crispy. Wow. Which one should I try?
Apple.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Very decisive. Okay, I'm spit now. Wow. You know, that's really refreshing. The apple is so sour and tart, but walnut filling is my favorite. The walnut is really, really good because it's a little bit nutty and it's a little bit bitter also. It offsets the amount of sugar. And the cheese one is my husband's favorite, so I'm gonna let him have that one. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, tuning in, and liking my video, of course. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links for the measurements and ingredients is in the description box below. I will see you next time, inshallah. Okay, thanks, Farah. We're good! That is a wrap!